Stunner Folk Vegas and DaBaby once moved like an unstoppable duo, running the scene and grabbing attention everywhere they went. At one point, it felt like they had the rap game in a tight grip. But now, the focus has shifted to how that partnership cracked apart, and why Stunner was accused of pulling a weapon during a tense situation involving someone tied to DaBaby's camp.
A little thing that just happened where you got one of your chains got stolen. It wasn't stolen off of you.
No, ma'am.
It was in a vehicle and it got stolen out of the vehicle, correct?
The whole vehicle got stolen.
Oh, with the jewelry inside of it.
Stunner Folk Vegas grew up in Salisbury, North Carolina, a place where opportunities didn't come easy at all. His father wasn't around when he was young, and early on, Stunner tried to escape his situation through sports, playing basketball and football like his future depended on it. His cousin, Jevin Hargrave, went on to become a defensive tackle for the Minnesota Vikings, but that lane wasn't meant for Stunner. Knowing the league life wasn't in reach, he switched gears and jumped straight into the studio, betting on music instead. Stunner began dropping tracks and hitting stages across North Carolina, grinding hard every chance he got. Most shows were small club spots, sometimes only bringing in around $300 a night, maybe a little more if things popped off. His pocket stayed thin, but his name slowly started ringing bells locally. He wasn't national yet, but the state was watching closely, and one local DJ's post ended up connecting him with DaBaby, changing everything fast. By the time Stunner crossed paths with him, DaBaby had already been putting in serious work for years. He dropped his first mixtape back in 2015, and by 2018, his name was buzzing heavy across the industry. He wasn't sitting at full superstar status yet, but compared to Stunner, DaBaby was clearly operating on a whole different tier.
Stunner comes around the corner and he points it at me and tell me to get the back and told her, like, I told you not to go with that girl without me.
Once that local DJ posted Stunner and DaBaby showed love to it, the two finally connected. From the very first meetup, the vibe was solid and they clicked fast. DaBaby could already see the potential, even though Stunner wasn't fully lit yet, and he treated him like someone with real star power. The very next day after linking up, they hit the studio and recorded the track Animal together. That song went crazy, pulling big numbers and officially putting Stunner on the radar. From there, DaBaby made sure the momentum didn't slow down, keeping Stunner close and locked in. They were constantly in the studio, and DaBaby even started bringing Stunner out on stage with him for live shows. Within just a few months, Stunner's situation completely flipped. He went from making a few hundred per show to pulling in thousands every night. When DaBaby dropped his 2018 mixtape, Stunner was the only artist featured, showing just how hard he was being pushed. DaBaby caught a massive break when Jay-Z's Rock Nation stepped in to handle distribution for his Blank Blank mixtape, and that move pushed his career into a whole new lane. That moment marked a real upgrade. And by 2019, things got even bigger when DaBaby locked in a major deal with Interscope worth 7 figures. But DaBaby didn't just level up solo. When he finalized the Interscope deal, he made sure Stunner was taken care of too. Stunner was already signed under DaBaby's label, $1 Billion Baby Entertainment. But DaBaby went the extra mile and helped secure him a major label situation as well. Even though Stunner had only been running with DaBaby for a few months, the money was already coming in heavy. In an interview with DJ Vlad, Stunner shared that he had pulled in close to $200,000 from features and shows before the major deal was even locked.
I would never harm none of our black women. Not the righteous ones, not the dirty, I wouldn't harm none of them.
When Stunner and DaBaby dropped their track together, DaBaby rapped, "I got my young one rich in 6 months, play with me and things get serious." That line had people talking everywhere. Soon after, Stunner released his first record under Interscope and it took off fast, with his buzz going through the roof. Things started getting messy when Stunner began popping up in headlines for the wrong reasons and rumors spread fast online. People on social media claimed someone took his jewelry, and a photo of Stunner's chains hit Instagram, sending the internet into detective mode. Folks immediately started saying his chains were taken directly from him, and the chatter went wild. Stunner jumped in quickly and shut that story down, saying the whole thing was fake news. According to him, he had been out in Atlanta, left the jewelry inside his vehicle, and that's where the situation happened, not face-to-face like people were claiming. On the Only Way Out podcast, Stunner explained that his entire vehicle was taken, and he never even came across the people responsible. He made it clear that nothing was taken off his body, saying, "You had a little situation where one of your chains went missing, it wasn't taken off of you."
I moved to with my girlfriend.
Hold up, bring that back.
Look, I told him, y'all, I told him off camera why, but To show my girlfriend, I did come to Houston. I found love in Houston, man. I found peace in Houston. I came to Houston and started thinking way different. I stopped doing a lot of shit I was doing. I just like grew up.
Stunna also said he wasn't about to spend money trying to get the jewelry back, and honestly, wasn't stressing it much at all. He felt like he could always replace jewelry, so it wasn't worth losing sleep over. Around that same time, though, his momentum started cooling slightly. Even so, 2019 was still massive for Stunna. He signed his deal, dropped his debut record, and worked with major names like Offset, Lil Durk, and Lil Yachty. DaBaby and Stunna were also dropping tracks together nonstop, pulling strong numbers every time they linked up. 2020 kicked off on a high note too. Stunna released his second album in January, landing at number 29 on the Billboard 200. Then in February, he hit the biggest record of his career when he teamed up on Go Stupid alongside Polo G and NLE, taking his name even further. By this point, critics weren't rocking with Stunna the same way they did back in 2018 and 2019. The excitement started fading, and even the fans weren't showing up like before. He was still linking with big-name rappers and getting paid, but when he dropped another album in November 2020, the numbers came back rough, and the project didn't make any chart noise at all. In 2021, Stunna fully eased off the grind and didn't release anything new. Around that same time, DaBaby ran into a major setback of his own after a controversial moment at a major music festival caused industry ties to cool off fast. That shift changed the energy around the whole camp. Stunna finally popped back out in 2022 with his fourth album, trying to re-enter the game with a fresh push.
Asked to, feel me, to go like separate ways. I'm like, man, I'm trying to go do some shit I got on the table. I can add you in on it, or we could just, probably after talking a few times, we just, you feel me, it wasn't nothing more, nothing less than, all right, can go do whatever you're trying to do.
What nobody realized back then was that this would end up being his final project under DaBaby's label, with serious tension already brewing behind the scenes. Not long before that, DaBaby had also signed a female rapper named K Kilo to the label. DaBaby and K Kilo dropped a few tracks together, and her name started buzzing heavy, pulling attention fast. While things looked calm on the surface, quiet drama was stacking up in the background, and the label situation was far from smooth. Things blew up even more when K Kilo got upset over ongoing drama involving DaBaby and the mother of his child, which ended up stealing attention from her own mixtape rollout. Instead of the spotlight being on her music, the focus shifted elsewhere, and that situation clearly didn't sit right with her at all. But that wasn't the only tension inside the label. K Kilo and Stunna reportedly had a serious falling out, with claims that things went way too far during an argument. According to K Kilo, the situation started after she damaged a phone belonging to Stunna's partner, which caused loud chaos and people calling for help. That's when K Kilo alleged that Stunna approached her and threatened her with a weapon, a claim that instantly sent shockwaves online. The exact details of how it all escalated remain unclear, but the accusations spread fast. After that, K Kilo went online accusing Stunna of avoiding conflict back in North Carolina and laying low in Houston instead. She also claimed she damaged his phone during the heated exchange, adding even more fuel to the situation. Stunna quickly jumped on live and shut everything down, calling the entire story fake. He made it clear he would never harm a woman, and said K Kilo was only speaking out for attention after leaving DaBaby's label and losing momentum in the music scene. Still, some people online questioned Stunna's image, pointing out that his name is tied closely to North Carolina, and his lyrics often reference street tension on tracks like Animal. That contrast had fans debating whether he was really standing on what he rapped about, or if people were just reaching hard. They get him knocked off, he won't even be able to pick a side. We beat down your block. They like get inside 2-2-3s and my niggas slide me and slime on ball. Shit.
In the atmosphere that I'm in right now, like, y'all don't see me dropping music every weekend, every week, and whoop. It's because I don't care. For real. Like, I'm dead ass serious. I don't care to be a rapper, bro. I'm not finna get up here and shake my ass. I'm not finna get up here and beef with everybody.
Stunna is allegedly affiliated with a set called YRB, and his homie Sin from the crew got locked up for allegedly catching the body, and Stunna posted him on IG. And in 2021, Stun was all over headlines. After some shooters put up to his show, rumors are flying that somebody shot up Stunna's show and wanted to take him out. But the shooting actually went down an after-party, and it's not clear if Stunna was still around or not. K Kilo said that Stun was living in Houston because he couldn't go back to North Carolina. Stun him at a female rapper named Mona Leo at a studio in Houston, and they started dating. After that, Stun decided from the jump that he wanted to move to Houston, and that's when he started really switching up how he was moving. Before Stunna moved to Houston, he was struggling with pills and lean, but going to Texas changed everything for him. Stunna started going to the gym and hoping, and that's how he ended up managing an AAU basketball team. Stunna met the squad where they were practicing one day, and then he started managing them, buying all their shoes and jerseys and paying for them to go to tournaments. By 2023, Stunna had clearly grown worn out with the music industry and asked DaBaby to let him walk away from the label.
Tell that nigga right now, like, you know, I'm happy for him, because whatever you're doing now, that's what you want to be doing. That's what you'd rather be doing. I'm that type of nigga.
Once the news dropped that Stunna was no longer signed, speculation exploded everywhere online. Some people claimed he was pushed out, while others swore there was serious tension between him and DaBaby. Stunna addressed the situation himself during an Instagram Live, making it clear that he wasn't dropped at all. He didn't go into deep details, but he told fans he simply wasn't interested in chasing rap fame, performing for attention, or getting wrapped up in artist drama anymore. At first, it sounded like subtle shade toward DaBaby, but later Stunna clarified that wasn't the case. He explained that they had just grown in different directions, and that there was no bad blood between them. In 2024, DaBaby spoke on it too, revealing that Stunna had reached out privately. DaBaby said he still wanted Stunna to succeed and respected his decision to take his own path. That said, DaBaby also admitted the situation bothered him a little, especially when people started twisting the story and speaking reckless about what really happened.
That's something you supposed to do on the front end. You know what I'm saying? That's something you're supposed to do on the front end.
He made it.
Yeah. I mean, what made what public? The fact that
Like that, he wasn't what you know.
Yeah. He ain't supposed to let niggas play like that.
It definitely seemed like DaBaby was a little bothered by how Stunna explained the split to fans. But Stunna kept things respectful and continued showing love, openly saying how much DaBaby helped launch his career. He never tried to erase that part of the story. Still, it was clear there was more happening behind closed doors while they were working together. When another interviewer asked Stunna if he had signed a bad contract, his answer raised eyebrows. He said he was able to get out of it once he brought in his own lawyer, which told people a lot without him saying too much. Stunna never directly blamed DaBaby for the deal, but it was obvious he wasn't happy with how the money side played out. Even though DaBaby was the one who put him in the spotlight and helped kickstart everything, something behind the scenes clearly wasn't sitting right. For a while, fans thought Stunna might walk away from music completely. But in 2024, he quietly signed with a smaller label called STB Entertainment and dropped a new album showing he wasn't done just yet. Even so, the shift was hard to ignore. Stunna went from pulling millions of streams with every release to struggling to even crack 6 figures, a sharp drop that had fans questioning how things changed so fast. These days, even though some of his newer music still gets attention, the industry isn't Stunna's main focus anymore. Back in 2023, he welcomed his first child with Mona Leo, and a couple of years later, the two tied the knot. Since then, he's been open about wanting more kids and putting family first, shifting his priorities in a big way.
Appreciate Baby for anything he did, but like him putting me in every place or stage or platform that he put me in, I just stood on business. Like I did whatever I had to do for them folks to call back or for anybody to reach out that wanted to ever do business with me, and you feel me, like.
Outside of music, Stunna has been locked in on managing basketball players and building something long-term. He's even talked about going back to college so he can sharpen his skills and take that role more seriously, showing he's thinking way beyond rap now. Money-wise, he's not pulling in the same numbers he was during his run with DaBaby, but Stunna played it smart from the start. Even when he was making hundreds of thousands, he didn't go wild with flashy spending. Instead of blowing cash on luxury cars, he picked up a Jeep for around $25,000 and kept it moving while others were chasing image. A lot of fans still hope Stunna and DaBaby will fully squash everything and reunite in the studio someday. Nobody knows if that'll ever happen though.
So do you think you signed a bad deal?
I got out of it. I just got them. Like I said, I should have known certain that I didn't really know. That
Right.
my new lawyer told me, like, once he got down to the nitty gritty, he like let me know,
Right.
In October 2025, Stunna and his wife Mona Leo sat down on The Breakfast Club, where he shared that he reached out to DaBaby to take responsibility for how things fell apart without asking for anything in return. They talked it out, and it looks like any past tension is behind them now. Still, that legendary 2019 run they had together might be a once-in-a-lifetime moment. If you made it this far, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives like this. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think about Stunna's journey, and we'll catch you on the next one.